I really, really do. I honestly, really, really do. Don't like to see the downfall of people. It bothers me. But to see somebody who kind of, well, not kind of, but did get away with doing whatever the hell he wanted, whether or not he told the truth, and not be charged is just so unfair to the rest of us. I don't know if you guys had watched this show. It was extremely popular when it came out. It's called Rookie Year, New Mexico State Penitentiary. And one of the contestants on there, his name was Cohen Mangin. And his family basically, you know, all his family had worked in the prison system, from his grandmother, grandfather, dad. I mean, almost whoever, you know, in his family were all part of law enforcement. And during, you know, his rookie year, this and that, like, he was the biggest idiot out of all of them. And then when he does something very stupid, he progressed faster than anyone else did. What the hell does that tell you? Favoritism. I mean, that's the last thing you should be doing, especially in your prison system. Who the fuck was the warden? Who the hell was, you know, the chief of staff at these correctional institutions that he's at that are allowing him to move up so quickly when he was like the weakest link out of everybody on the show? One guy, I remember, they even had him working with the special units team, the special forces team, in a matter of a couple of years. When that takes like guys like, you know, they were saying 5 to 10 years, this dude was showing dedication and all that. It never came back and said that he was already leading, you know, his own, you know, that he was a lieutenant or anything like that. But this dipshit who was even getting clowned by the, you know, inmates. One of them wasn't supposed to use the phone. The other guy has a phone in his, you know, cell, and I guess they let them use like a cordless phone, and the dude just puts it like in a bag or something and goes to toss it to the other guy, but his toss is a little short, and you see the phone bounce. Bag's not empty, and there he is like, oh, well, you know, bag was empty, this and that, and he's like, how can an empty bag bounce? I mean, he was just a complete, like, goofball. And, you know, just kind of like one of those, I know there's that stigma, and I was, you know, a jock, you know, where you're kind of like, what? Huh? Yeah, I think I get it. And it's kind of like that. So, without further ado, just take a look at this.
I worked with Miss Mangin, his mom, and I knew his dad a little bit. It's kind of a family business for him. He's born and bred to do this job.
I hope the other officers see that I'm a team player and that I respect the brother.
Stuart Latham is pretty dangerous as a
You got to not show that you're scared. You just got to walk in there like it hasn't changed. When you walk around him, it makes you a little uneasy.
What's going on, guys? You're watching the Caparazzi, the YouTube channel that gives you short documentaries of things going on around the country. You had the Colorado officer in Boulder, Colorado that was in uniform, passed out behind the wheel. They had to smash the windows to get him out, and he didn't even get a DUI. He was in uniform in rush hour traffic. The New York police officer, female police officer, that got caught stealing shoplifting. And here's Cohen Mangin. Cohen Mangin was on the A&E show Behind Bars Rookie Year. His mother and father both worked at the prison. His father is now a FBI agent. But Cohen got himself in a little bit of trouble this past summer. Let's see what Cohen did to get himself splashed all over the headlines.
Sure. Wait, so that was the lieutenant?
That was the lieutenant that just got out in October.
Huh. And the Sean White, that's the other guy in the car?
Yeah.
So it's the lieutenant that you're...
Yeah.
What's his name?
Cohen Mangin. Cohen. And then Mangin is Mangin. There.
Yeah.
Works right past it. How much time passes from here? I was gonna say, it looks like you looked at it. How much time passes from this to when you guys walk them out?
I would say probably about 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh, it was that much time?
Yes, sir.
So what time was this at?
This is at 5:58.
So it was about 5:55 or so when he walked in.
Or what'd you say? 5:56 is about the time you saw him drop it.
So yeah, it's about 25 minutes because I found the package at about approximately 6:23.
And you have video of the entire time that package is still on the ground?
Yeah, yeah. That camera is sat
Okay.
right there at that. So it'll stay like that, just constantly watching that bag until he picks it up.
So you could burn a copy of
Yeah.
that,
Yes, I actually burned.
or you guys already did?
He already
Oh,
outburned it.
sweet.
So Rita's gonna serve. And maybe you guys do this together, but she's gonna serve him an advisement letter. He's being placed under investigation, and then she's also gonna serve him notice we're placing him on administrative leave.
Okay.
You don't normally have to give them union representation for that, right?
No.
Okay. And then
So they're both gone now?
no, just one lieutenant's still here.
Okay.
In fact, he's right here. We're punching him right here.
So he has no clue what's going down?
I think if he's watching that,
The camera's in there.
I mean, he's probably really nervous right now. Because this is him right here.
Do you have a photo of him, like his face? I'm
No.
just trying to see if I recognize him at all. I don't remember him. Does he usually work in master control?
He works
He's-
over. You've probably seen him booking.
Yeah, you've probably seen him on booking.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for me to watch the video of the full statement? Because just basically, because what it could amount to me is, if I can determine that, obviously I saw it drop out his pocket, his field tested positive for meth. If nobody else, if that package stays there the entire time, then he could be potentially arrested for the possession.
Yeah, now, and I don't know if, that's where I need to figure out, because if it gets to the point where an arrest is essential rather than just citing him, then I need to make a decision on whether I have him transport, because I really don't want him in here
Yeah.
unless I have him transport, because I don't want him in here.
Jeez.
Don't want him in here
Yeah.
unless I absolutely have to. The only reason I would keep him is to try to call the judge and get him arraigned right away in the morning to get him out. But
And I mean, it's a felony, so it's like, if we don't arrest on it, the only thing I could do would be contact, because of the situation of him being housed here, would be to contact the district attorney's office and see if they'd be willing to allow us to summons him, because it's a nonviolent crime. And that way he'd be released tonight, and you wouldn't have to worry about him being here. But it's really, and it's kind of up to my lieutenant too. I'll have to brief
yeah,
him
I
on.
mean, I don't have an opinion on it either way. I just, Cohen he's worked at the penitentiary, he's been here, he's worked at Valencia County, so I really don't care about those facilities, but I just don't feel comfortable putting him in custody here.
Sure. No, I understand.
I don't want the staff, focusing on that and not on the job.
Yeah. It's going to create a lot of.
It's gonna create a big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't,
Because that's going to be.
And he's a lieutenant. We're not talking about
Yeah.
just a random officer. That's the
Exactly. I mean, I always try to play things back into my shoes. If it were me if I put myself in the lieutenant's shoes and I did the same thing that, you know, he allegedly did, you know, I myself would expect myself to be arrested.
Yeah,
You
like
know
I
what I mean?
said,
'Cause-
I don't have a preference either way.
Yeah,
I just have to make if it goes that route, I just have to make the decision if I'm gonna leave him here or if I'm gonna set up a transport team and
okay.
we're gonna take him somewhere else to get booked in.
So where was your vehicle parked? And was it like visible from?
My vehicle, yes, it was visible.
Is it still in the same spot you're in?
No, I actually moved it a little bit back earlier to the dog, but I mean, it was visible. It was my vehicle.
Is it, what kind of vehicle is it?
It's an Interceptor, a Ford Interceptor.
Does it say anything on it, or?
Yeah, it's K9.
So they know.
Oh yeah, they know which one it is.
Would have been invisible from him walking there?
Oh yeah.
Or he would have driven around it?
They had to have drove past it.
Okay. Can you print off their data sheets for me, if you have, for their file?
Do we have that, Rita? Do we have any?
For both the passenger and the driver? For
We
the-
don't have
We can do it in the morning.
DOB or anything like that.
Once Diane gets in the morning, I can have her print that stuff out and give it to you.
But I'm sure he can give you that information when you talk to him.
Yeah, because I'll basically, you know, it's like any other investigation,
Yeah.
I'll have to read him his Miranda rights,
Mhm.
and, you know, if he doesn't want to speak to me, then, you know,
Yeah.
it's,
Chain of custody at the bottom so I can get it.
Yeah, just make sure you on the chain of custody, you're handing. Are you taking disposition of the
the drugs?
drugs?
Yeah.
Just make sure you make sure that thing.
Let me call dispatch and get a case number and everything for you guys.
And then just to update this to those what I was telling you about.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Alice. I got two things for you. The first one's gonna be notice of investigation. You're familiar with this, so if you have any questions, you can ask me. I set up your interview for tomorrow at 8 o'clock at 2 p.m. I need you to print your name here, your signature, date, and the time right there.
What's your first name?
Cohen.
Cohen? Can you spell it for me?
C-O-H-N.
C-O-H-E-N. And last name?
Mangin, M-A-N-G-I-N.
M-A-N.
G-I-N.
Okay. I'm Deputy McCartney. This is Lieutenant Delgado with the Sheriff's Office. By chance, do you have your ID on you, man? You alright? You take a deep breath. You moved up pretty quick, huh? For,
No, I have 9 years. Transferred from the prison.
oh, the prison. Which one was better to work for?
My ID was in the car that he took.
The other employee?
Yeah.
Okay.
All my stuff's in there, my keys, my phone, everything.
Oh. Do you guys live together?
No.
Okay. You just commute together?
Yeah. He used to be EM clerk. I don't carpool with staff, and he
To me, I'm giving you that
he used to be EM clerk. I don't carpool with staff, and he
to me, I'm giving you that
It's
basically
just
the-
it's a standard protocol. It's
Well, I know my parents are both cops, but I don't.
it's your Miranda rights.
it's
We're
basically
conducting an investigation, you're not free to leave right now,
Okay.
so because of that, we have to read you your rights.
so I'm going to read these to you.
Yes, sir.
If you don't understand something or you want me to clarify, just let me know and I'll be happy to do so. Okay? So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you as evidence in court. You're entitled to talk to a lawyer now and have him or her present during questioning or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one can be appointed for you at no cost. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time if you so desire. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you are able to speak to a lawyer. Do you have any questions on that? Okay. I would like you to review this. It's up to you. Read the statement here. If you're willing to speak with us.
No, I don't have nothing to hide, man. Sounds in it.
Tell me what's going on. What happened?
All I know is I came up to my briefing to brief my shift, and STIU came up and they passed me a note. And it stated, LT, we're going to search this car and this car and this guy and this guy, and we're going to pat search you as well. And I said, okay. I wrote okay on the note, passed it to the officer. I did my briefing left. They told me to grab my belongings, come in here, which I came in here. They pat searched me. They took all my stuff out of my pockets, went through everything individually. Then they did to my staff, and they gave me a consent to sign a vehicle. I told them I didn't drive. They stated, who'd you drive with? I told them who I drove with, and they said okay. And then they talked to him. They told us to follow them. We walked outside. We stood in admin. They went to the car. Sean went with the officer over there, De La Cruz. They stood by the car, and then De La Cruz opened his door. They were there for a minute talking about his ID. And one thing I'll say is, I know he doesn't have registration, and I believe his insurance is expired.
On his car?
So he started panicking because at the prison, if that is, they impound your car right away. His
Really?
car is co-signed by his father. So he started freaking out.
Okay.
He's young. He's 22 years old. I don't know. Anyway, that's when De La Cruz said, went to go write down his ID number, and then he told De La Cruz, I don't want you to search my car. And then I don't know what happened from there. All I know is that Sean walked back inside. We were standing right there. He kept looking at me. I kept looking at him. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, they're not searching my car. And I believe it's on their lapel probably because they have lapel footage of it.
Okay.
And then he told them he's leaving. He said, I'm leaving. I said, all right. That was it. Like I said, I can't control. I don't hang out with Sean White on the streets at all. He lives about 4 miles from me. It's easy to commute with all the driving I do. I've worked, this is my 12 out of 13 days straight that I've worked. Okay. I can't dictate what's in his car or what he has or anything like that. It's just riding with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
You said you have your keys and
My keys and my phone.
cell and all that stuff's in his
Yes.
car? Anything else in that car that's yours?
No.
Okay. Do you always take his car? Or do
No,
you guys alternate
no,
back
we
and forth?
alternate, yeah.
Okay. And he didn't mention anything to you today?
No, nothing.
Have you ever known him to use drugs or
Never,
anything like that?
never. He's in the military.
Military?
Yes. He's actually leaving next month, going back. The
Is-
whole year.
Army or what?
Army, yeah.
Is he a newer employer?
He's been here maybe about 18 months, I believe.
18 months?
Yeah.
What's Sean's last name?
White. Yeah, he transferred from, he came from another facility, Sandoval County. He came here, they hired him. He was a CO for a little bit, but then he went to EM as a EM clerk. Then after EM, he transferred, I believe, back, and that's when he became an officer. He's only been an officer maybe 3 months.
Okay.
Back on the line.
Was, in Sandoval, was he an officer too?
Yes, he was. He was a booking officer.
Okay. You've never known him to have a drug problem, anything like that? Never talked about
Like I
it?
said, I don't really know him like that on a personal level, but
Yeah.
he's one of my best officers, honestly.
Yeah.
He's one of the only ones that knows master control, anything. Always on time. He's never had an abusive sick leave. I've never had to write him up before. I don't understand.
Okay. So, in our investigation, the officers had found a package in the parking lot.
A package?
Yeah, just a small little baggie. So, as you know, protocol is whenever they find potential narcotics. Yeah.
We always do.
Yeah, and they'll review surveillance video and all that to see where it came from, to see if it was from, a civilian, trying to smuggle drugs in or something like that, or if it's an employee.
Yeah.
So they reviewed the video, and clearly in the video, you're seen, and in that same video, there's a package. When you reach into your pocket, you pull out and you drop something on the ground.
I did?
You did.
What?
It's right here, man.
This is it right here.
Did I drop I dropped that package on the floor.
There's a little envelope in there. So you reached into your right pocket and you pulled out that and just dropped it as you're walking through the parking lot, right in the front.
I dropped it.
Yeah. And you continued walking in, because when you guys pull in the parking lot, Sean stayed in the car. You got out immediately and started walking in, and clear as day. And it sits right there the entire time. Nobody touches it. Nobody looks at it. It sits in that same spot until they take you guys out. You're dealing with, Sean's dealing with the officer who's about to search, and you're standing there with a female, I forget her name. Protocol, of course, is to review video, and that came.
I dropped that on the ground.
Yeah.
That's not me rewinding it or fast forwarding it. That's the person, by the way.
And I know the job can be stressful. I mean, everybody has their outs. I mean, is it something you want to talk about? Like, I know you said you're working, this is what, your 12th day in a row?
Yeah, it is, man, but I have no idea what that is, and I dropped it on the ground. I have money and stuff in here that is similar to that. I drop it on the ground. Can I see the footage? Am I allowed to?
You know what, Cohen?
Yeah.
Let me just be straight up with you, okay? You're on lapel right now. This is all being videotaped, okay?
All right.
I've been a cop for 16 years. And we have good relationships with the DA's office. We have good relationships with, you know, the judicial process. Your best bet right now is to be completely honest. Okay? Honesty, believe it or not, it's instilled to us when we're kids. It does go a long ways. I mean, it's clear as day on video. I mean, we're giving you the opportunity right now to tell us what's going on. Were you know, because we don't know, are you smuggling this into inmates? Is it personal use? You know? Is there more people involved? Because I guarantee you that tonight is the tip of the spearhead, man. A thorough, in-depth investigation is going to be conducted by our investigations division starting first thing tomorrow morning. So your honesty will go a long ways.
I don't even know what to say, man.
The truth.
We're not here to judge you or anything,
I'm
man.
not here for that either. I'm just saying I don't understand. I really don't.
Like I said, if it's something that you need help with, I mean, we're an avenue to get that help. I mean, we're all in this team together.
You know, I guess it is true. Like they say, it's who you know, right? I don't know how many of you guys actually watched the show. I did several times. Just because I like A&E. I believe that's what Breaking Bad was on, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show. And to me personally, before any of this, before I found this out, he was easily the weakest link. You know, women can do what men can do. And the female officer that they had there was much more better, thorough, commanding, showed more, how can I word this? Was more authoritative than he was. I mean, he was easily getting clowned by, and for those of you who don't know, you know, the kind of slang, clowned, you know, easily being teased on by the prisoners. And I mean, he was just a big doofus, like I said in the beginning. But how fair is our judicial system? I've talked about it in some length, about my experience with my custody battles. And I call it Prejudice County, when it's actually called Jefferson County. But when you have 5 lawyers that have no association with one another saying the same thing, yeah, you don't gain that reputation for no reason whatsoever. And for him to move up to lieutenant that quickly when he couldn't even learn how to fucking handcuff somebody properly, I mean, Everybody passed it on their first try. He, like, the dude who was, volunteering to let him cuff him, like, even telling him, man, just relax, just the cuff just goes on the pinky side. And I don't think the big doofus knew which finger was a pinky. I don't know if he knew there's such thing as an opposable thumb. And I know I'm just being a smart ass and just, whatever. But, I'll tell you a story. I'm not too, how can I word this? So, a long time ago, like, the love, the absolute love of my life, like the one that I thought I was going to be married to, that I would just adored, was my best friend's sister. And coincidentally, my best friend, his biggest crush ever was my cousin. And he ends up marrying my cousin. Go figure. She was a light-skinned Hispanic girl. And had gone to church with them, knew them ever since I was a little boy. Moved in to this house across the street from a park. And my mom had said, oh, did you know Junior and his family lives, 4 blocks east from here? I was like, really? Because we live right across the street from the park, where you could see all the Mexicans playing soccer on Saturday and Sunday, or, we go out there, throw the football around, go out there and freaking, just hit, baseball, softballs, whatever, pretend like the soccer posts were the home run, fence line. Anyways, long story short, she ended up finally dating me once I lost weight, which means that I was just head over heels for her, even more so than the story that I told about the absolutely most beautiful woman that loved me for me and accepted me for me and wanted to get married out of high school. And here she could stop a room dead in their tracks just from her looks, but she never ever once used her looks or pretended to be anything special. But she was very, very special because of her kindness and her heart. And she loved me as, being this fat ass. And I, was going through that body dysmorphia. Like, if I can't be happy with myself, how can I make somebody else happy? And, I really believe that God brings along one person in our life that is truly meant to be for us. And she was it. And I fucked it up to high hell. I told her, she said that, one of the Bronco players wanted her to meet his family, and that, she hadn't done anything with him. She hadn't kissed him. She hadn't, that he asked her out on a date, and she had went, but she felt that she was cheating on me because she wanted to get married. And I essentially told her, it's just, that's living proof right there that you could have any man you want. I'm like, why would you want me? I don't get it. I'm like, it makes no sense to me. And right there, she started to cry. And I'm getting to a point about this asshole, or this dummy here. And, oh my God, did I forever, ever regret that. Because every action that you do can just alter the course of your future in an instant. And I always keep that in mind. Like, if I do this, or if I say that, how is it going to alter my future? And by saying that to her, you know, one of the most beautiful women a man will have ever seen. And just to give you an example, this is not, I'm not trying to sound hyperbolic either. Because if I were, then I'm just making myself look like a bigger idiot that I would let somebody like that go. But her sister was equally as beautiful. I had asked one of my buddies, I was like, hey, come along for like, you know, a double date. You know, so her sister doesn't feel like a third wheel. There used to be this place, Aqua Golf, and we're going to go there. And as we're walking in a little clubhouse to go grab the guy who married my cousin, he used to work there. He wasn't there that night. His friend was. So we always got, you know, free, play for free, do this, do that. And as we're walking, little by little, you can start hearing each club stopping from hitting a ball and just staring at them. I was like, yep, that was the one. But no, my biggest crush, she had told me she didn't want to be with me early on because now I look better. Insinuating because I lost weight. And just like that one decision he just made to bring that with him altered the rest of his life. And because of my decision to not be with the girl who actually loved me for who I was and was absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous, who actually ended up becoming a doctor and wanted to get married, my stupid decision led me to years of, trauma with all the custody battle stuff. So just remember that. Every little thing that you do, every moment, it is definitely going to lead to an outcome that could have been drastically different. And if he would have just been more, if he wasn't as careless and as like duh as he comes across, he'd have been so much better for it. I mean, like I said, him being the weakest link on that team out of all of them, but yet getting the most respect because of who his family is. You don't live off your family's name. You know, he just didn't think that his actions were going to cause a butterfly effect. My butterfly effect, I went through. He's going through it now. But sometimes there just aren't people there to back us up. And in saying that, there's one more quick story I want to tell. Maybe I'll tell it another time. But let's get back into this. Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is.
We're not separate. That.
That's not me.
But the first step in anything is to admit that you have the problem. That's all it comes down to.
I don't got much to say.
You don't want to answer any more questions?
No. I don't know.
Okay. And right now, 11:51.
51.
All right.
You take it if you want.
All right.
Can you stand up for me?
What?
Turn around for me.
Oh no, come on, man. Why?
We have to.
No, why? Why do you have to do this, Salgado? Come on, man. I'll tell you what everyone home.
No, we're
No, man,
past that point.
I'm trying to talk. Let me talk about this, man.
We're past that
No,
point.
please, I will talk to you, man. Just don't do this, man. I'll talk
Look,
to you. I was not.
You're under
saying-
arrest.
Why?
Because you were in possession of
Delgado, come on,
methamphetamine.
man. No, come on, man. I didn't bring it into the facility.
You
Give
were in
me a
possession
chance.
of it.
LT, give me a chance, man.
You know what?
I'll talk to you. I
Look.
promise, man.
You've already told us you don't want to talk anymore.
No, I meant because I need to calm down. I'm not.
Now we're telling you you're under arrest, and now you're wanting to change your story.
No,
Like
I'll talk to you and tell you anything you want to know.
legally,
What do
you
mean?
know,
How do you-
you're
I didn't
telling
figure-
us you don't want to talk, and now you're
I didn't
telling.
say I didn't want to talk. I said I don't want anything else to say right now.
Okay.
That's it.
If
That's
you have
all.
something else to say, that's fine, but understand, you're being arrested tonight, regardless.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What for, man?
So we can talk, but
Why
you're.
am I being
But
arrested,
I'm not
man?
gonna lie to you and say you're not being
Why am I
arrested.
being
You're going to
arrested
jail
for?
tonight.
Why?
Possession of a
Are you
controlled
serious
substance.
right now, man?
Mhm.
How? How? I didn't.
Like I told you, it's clear.
Come on, man.
Clear as day on video.
Can I talk to you real quick before I go in there, man? Please.
Yeah, sit down. We'll
Yeah,
talk to us.
we'll talk to us. I'm going to read you the rights again, okay? Just because you said you refused last time.
I didn't.
Well, no, you want to stop, answer questions, so we're just going to reread them to you, just to make sure nothing's changed, okay? So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you as evidence in court.
I'm really going to jail tonight, guys.
You're entitled to talk to a lawyer now and have him present during questioning.
My dad's in the FBI, dude.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you at no cost. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering any time if you so desire. You also have the right to stop answering any time until you are able to speak to a lawyer. Do you still wish to speak to us?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Okay. Talk to us.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but he said my dad's in the FBI. Just made it in the FBI.
I have a problem, man.
How long has this been going on?
Not long.
Not long. Is it work?
No, sir.
No. Personal things getting into your mind or what?
Yeah. There's no one to blame but myself. I have 9 years and 2 weeks, man. Everything's gone now.
Cohen, let me ask you the hard questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Were you bringing this into the
I
facility
swear to God, sir, I was not on my children.
for the inmates?
No, sir. No, sir.
If you were to submit to a drug test right now, would you have methamphetamine in your system?
Yes, sir.
You would?
Yes, sir.
When did you last use?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Does anybody know of this problem?
No, sir.
No, Sean?
No, sir.
Are you aware of any other staff members that either have a drug problem or are bringing drugs into the facility?
No, sir. Of course not. No, I don't.
And you're the overall supervisor of your shift,
Yes,
correct?
sir. I don't
What,
really talk to
what,
any-
what caused you to disregard it in the parking lot like that?
I didn't even know I dropped it, man.
You didn't?
No, I did not, sir.
You didn't see like the STIU
No, sir, no.
Explorer out there freak out?
I don't know because they've been staying out there. I don't know. I didn't freak out. I honestly, I would never do that, man. Bring anything to a facility. Never have.
So,
Again, even though my story that I just told you is completely different scenario, the overall message of the story is how that one decision can fuck up the rest of your life. And he said it himself. You know, the years that he put in are gone. Just like that. It's almost like, man, if I would have turned left instead of going right, I wouldn't have gotten hit by this car. Or if I would have left 5 minutes later, you know, I would have avoided a big crash during rush hour. I mean, it's really something to think about. And it almost sounds like I'm on a mushroom high or something, thinking about, just time and how drastically life can change from the smallest of decisions. And because I know mine was, life altering, fucking changing, that I'm still talking about it 25 years later or so, however many years ago I was when I was 18, 38. So 24 years ago, 25, 26 years ago. Gosh. And that's, unfortunately, what happens to you when you make a stupid ass decision like that. You know better. And that's where the difference is that there are strict policies in place. You know better. There's no guidelines on dating, what to look for, what not to look for. Sure, people write love books, this and that, but come on, there's no secret to it. There's no special, way to go about it. It's just either you make your decisions and live with it, or you make your decisions and regret it. I definitely regret a lot more decisions that I made than I didn't. And that's mostly with my love life. But something like this, at the VA, I would never fucking take anything I couldn't take on federal grounds. Are you kidding me? Get a federal charge? Fuck that. Why he would even risk it is just beyond me. And that just goes to show he thought he was untouchable. Which, at the end, we'll see what happens. All right, let's finish.
So it accidentally fell out of your pocket. You didn't intentionally throw it.
Did you know you had it on you?
Honestly, no, man.
So these are obviously your work clothes, right?
Yes, sir.
So, just be straight up with us. Be honest with us.
Sure.
You say you didn't know it was in your pocket, but if it's in your work, if it's in your work pocket.
You see these little pockets right here?
No, but what I'm saying is, these are your work pants.
I know. I washed my pants, and it's inside that little pocket right there, man.
Have you brought it to work before?
I hadn't been doing it when I started to, so I could stay awake.
How do you use it at work to stay awake?
In the parking lot, yes, sir.
Do you get like breaks where you go out into the parking lot, or?
Yes, sir.
Just through a pipe?
No.
How do you ingest it? Snort it. And
How the mighty have fallen. I don't enjoy seeing this. I know I've talked a lot of shit about him, but I don't enjoy seeing anybody go through this. Life-altering decision. Fucked up his future. Fucked up his life. He'll never become a corrections guard again. Have anything to do with the FBI. The police.
So there you go, the arrest of Cohen Mangin. The time he was getting booked into this Santa Fe County jail was not the same date. If you looked up in the upper left-hand corner when he was getting taking this picture, it was in November. The date of the investigation when they came to the jail, it was in July. So, what do you think? Did they handle him with kid gloves? Did they do the right thing? Did they what do you think? Leave a comment below.
So, do you guys want to know what they think? Or what they did? No, I'll leave it on a cliffhanger. If you guys want to watch some more, you could find out. No, I'm just kidding. This part, I'm not kidding. What had happened to him was all charges dropped. Can you fucking believe that? All charges were dropped against him. I wonder how that happens. You have to know somebody highly up there. Oh, wait, his dad's an FBI agent. I'm sure his dad has judge friends or, you know, federal law trumps state law. And I believe correctional facilities usually are federal facilities. Or state prisons. No, they have state prisons too. So I don't know what kind of facility he was in. All charges were dropped on his ass. So, let me know what you think. Is that fair? Because to me, it sure as shit isn't. Any one of us would have our asses handed to us. But nope, not him. He walked free and clear without anything on his record. Maybe time to move to another state. But since this is so widely well known now, like I said, I doubt he'll ever become a corrections officer again. More than anything, I bet you his dad is disappointed as fuck. But like I was saying with my story, that one decision could fuck up your life, and he sure as shit did. Even though he was in charge and all charges were dropped, he'll forever be known as that dumbass on, A&E's rookie year. So anyways, guys, that's it for my postings tonight. Hope you found some of it interesting. I'm glad you guys listened to some of the music. That's awesome. Definitely go show him some love and support because he's the man. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this video because this is pretty fucked up for the rest of us. I'm going to leave my info. A lot of you subscribers that said, hey, start, Instagram or Twitter or whatever. I did, and no one's following me. So I don't know what's up with the people that told me to start it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did start it on, you guys told me. So I did go ahead and start it. And I'll leave the description or the information below so you could see how you could get in touch with me through there if you'd like. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. A safe day tomorrow. A wonderful day. Stay nice and warm because it's cold as hell. You can see it down here right now. 26 degrees outside. That's where we're at right now here in Colorado. So it's supposed to be like this for the rest of the week. But you guys stay warm, stay safe wherever you may be. All right? Look out for one another. Just be safe. Peace.